Hi everyone, I'm Rainy from the SuperMagicalCup, and I wanted to make a short analytical video, between Woody and Manufan in SuperMagicalCup number 3, and this is the grand finals of that tournament. We're going to be watching the first round between these two players, and what ends up happening is that Manufan will take a very, very strong early lead. He's going to play Royal Giant Mini P.E.K.K.A. He's going to take a really strong early lead, and the focus of the video is going to be talking about how to safely extend your lead and how to close out a low health tower in the safest way possible. I think a lot of players kind of overlook the dangers that could come from taking down a low health tower. So let's see what Manufan does here and the decisions he makes. So you can see he got the tower down to 400 health, which is a huge benefit. This is a huge lead that he has. And additionally, these goblins are going to get 1 or 2 swings here, just 2 pokes, and that's going to bring the tower down to 188 health. So I'm going to pause the video here and just set up the scenario for you. All right, 188 health on a tower is very easily within spell range, and given that Manufan actually has arrows and princess in his deck, it's very easy for Manufan just to play low elixir, 3 elixir at a time on the right side of the map to slowly tick that tower down and take it out without committing huge amounts of elixir. And you might ask, well, you know, what is the benefit to doing that? And we're gonna see. So look at the game state right now. So one of the things that Manufan might be thinking about is that maybe he's just in a really comfortable situation, and rightfully so. And you know, normally Manufan has like a default strategy that he goes to where he places his Royal Giant next to the tower and then supports it with units from the back. But what ends up happening is Manufan is going to try to do that again. All right, so he's just going to stop this princess here, but eventually Woody is going to play his own Royal Giant in the back left, or rather, yeah, in the back left, and it's going to slow push down the left lane, right? And what Manufan is going to opt to do is go for a default push on the right side, or start a default push. He's going to put a Royal Giant down on the right. Now, there's a good and a bad to this, right? The good is that he's definitely going to take that tower down. There are no cards that Woody has unless he does a combination of Elixir Collector and Cannon, and even then he might not be able to take it down. But there's basically no way that Woody is going to be able to defend that tower and stop that push, right? Manufan has already won the right side. But again, look at the state of the board right now. Woody played a Royal Giant in the back left, right, behind his King Tower. That's a slow push. He's going to be able to put down a lot of elixirs worth of troops to assist that Royal Giant push. Plus, Woody has 2 Elixir Collectors down, and that's going to give him an extra 2 pumps to add on to his already huge push that's coming down. Woody currently is at about 10 Elixir, plus the Royal Giant is already on the field. It's at the tower. He has Barbarians in hand. He has Ice Wizard. He also has a Princess in his deck. And you're gonna get to see how big this push becomes. All right, he's gonna arrow down the Princess, and take a look at this. Right when it gets to the bridge, Barbarians added on, Ice Wizard added on, and now the Princess gets added on. So let's count up the elixir in that. Right, 5 elixir for the Barbarian, 6 for the Royal Giant, 3 for the Ice Wizard. We're up to 14 elixir now. 3 for the Princess. So you're looking at a 17 elixir push, and look at how much elixir Manufan has on the board. 3 from the Cannon, 5 from the Minion Horde. That's 8. And he's also got 6 for the Royal Giant, but that's on the right side. And notice how I said, okay, the right side, that Royal Giant is definitely going to take that tower down. But the big problem is after it takes that tower down, it's essentially wasted elixir beyond that point, right? He has 6 elixir that he's not going to get back, right? Because this Royal Giant is going to push that tower down, and it's just going to keep walking and try to attack the King Tower at this point. But the King Tower is realistically not something that Manufan is going to end up wanting to destroy, right? Any damage that this Royal Giant is doing to the King Tower at this point is essentially wasted damage. Manufan is not going to interact with the King Tower at any point in the rest of the game, and unless Woody makes a huge mistake, usually pushing King Tower is very, very difficult as it stands, just because of how much health it has and how far into your enemy's drop zone you have to go, right? And so essentially in this push, let's look at what happened. Woody gets the left side tower. Manufan gets the right side tower, right? But Manufan essentially let Woody back into the game. Woody took 2.3k health of his left side tower down, and now you're at about an elixir equal situation. I mean, Woody is even kind of ahead in elixir right now, but he took that tower down from full health, and all Manufan got really was 188 damage onto the right side tower. The king tower damage he did is negligible. It's essentially useless. So, to go back and reiterate, basically, this commitment of 6 elixir on the right side for Manufan is what I would argue ended up losing him the match, because Woody's going to continue on and pressure the king tower, or rather pressure the right side tower of Manufan with his elixir advantage that he gained from this push, and he's going to be able to win the match. Now imagine if Manufan had that 6 elixir on the left side to help with this push. You'll notice that this minion horde gets cleaved by the princess and then zapped down to get completely wiped out. And Woody also has arrows in hand, but he had to cycle it with the zap, right? And so he had to wait for the elixir to be able to arrows it. So what I'm saying is, if Manufan had the Royal Giant on the left side, the Barbarians, the Ice Wizard, the Princess, they would all be targeting the Royal Giant. And so you can control the area of effect. You can control the splash. Minion Horde on its own won't die just to a naked zap. It needs zap and a little extra damage on top of it. But because the Royal Giant is soaking up all that damage, all of a sudden, the Minion Horde has a lot of uptime. It lives for a long time, and it can do a lot of damage to the Barbarians that were on the cannon, and also the Royal Giant that's doing a ton of damage to Manufan's tower. All of a sudden, the cannon that Manufan put, let's rewind for just a little bit here. You can take a look at this cannon that gets teamed up on, right, by the Ice Wizard, the Royal Giant, and the Barbarians. I mean, look at how much damage that cannon is going to take. Imagine if the Ice Wizard was not on the cannon and the Barbarians were on the cannon. Now you have a situation where basically the Royal Giant is fighting cannons and the Minion Horde. The Minion Horde is doing a ton of damage. Zap won't actually kill it. See, you notice that Woody still has to cycle to arrows, right? So he has to spend at least 5 elixir to get to those arrows, right? And the Royal Giant will be tanking all the damage, and the Manufan will be able to add on even a mini pick or even an Ice Wizard to help defend this push. At the very least, Manufan would not let his tower get down from 100 to 0. And this is what I'm talking about. When you commit 6 elixir to the other side, it's really a costly and risky investment across the opponent's bridge to get a tower that could very easily be taken down from long range. You do not want to be spending a lot of elixir and doing high risk maneuvers when you can easily take it with arrows or princess chipping away. So that's been an analytical video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you want to watch Super Magical Cup, tune in Saturdays 12 p.m. PST. If you want more information, go to www.supermagicalcup.com. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.